Hello and welcome to the first ever actual, real, genuine review. Today we will be looking at a cinematic masterpiece, Transformers 2. I would cover the original Transformers, but this movie, nay, this art piece, is more thematic and better written than its predecessor. It's the Shrek 2 to its Shrek. Today we will dive into this film and look at its themes, its characters, its heart and its emotions in order to showcase this criminally underrated movie. Before we deep dive into Transformers 2, we must first ask the question, what is Transformers? Is it a movie? A game, perhaps? Is it an animated series from the 1980s that was made to sell toys to young children? Well, I'm sure you'll all be delighted to know that you don't have to pick an option there. The answer is all of the above. The Transformers movies were directed by Michael Bay. There are 5 Transformers movies that I consider canon. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, which we'll be talking about today, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Night. Bumblebee was not directed by Bay, and is therefore not as important as the other films in the franchise, so we'll be leaving that out today. The films grossed over $4.8 billion and have all received a rating of above 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. The film series is based off of the 1980s cartoon that was co-produced by the company Hasbro. The series has had many spin-offs, including more animated shows like Beast Wars, comics, and video games like the Fall of Cybertron games. These unfortunately were also not made by Michael Bay, and are considered inferior and irrelevant to the original vision of the movie franchise. The film has 3 main themes that I want to focus on today: family, love, and leaving home. As we go through the plot, I will point out all the subtle and nuanced ways Bay has worked these themes into the script, and what it means for the viewer. The film is set 2 years after the first Transformers. Megatron is dead, the Allspark is gone, and most of the Autobots have joined up with a subsection of the US military called Nest, in order to hunt down the remaining Decepticons on Earth. Bumblebee decided to stay with Sam, but now Sam is going to college, and everything is changing. During all this commotion, a new villain emerges, the Fallen. He arrives and wants to destroy the sun in order to harvest its energy for Energon, in order to form a new Cybertronian society. The movie starts in the year 17,000 BC, showing us the Cybertronians have visited Earth before, and they come with spears and fight the current natives on the planet. At least they didn't use guns against the natives.
Guns. So primitive.
From the very get-go, this film is setting up its masterful arcs of its characters and laying the groundwork for the themes to come. After the opening credits, the Autobots and Nest are searching for Decepticons, as previously mentioned. Now this is a brilliant way to build off of the progress made by the first movie. The Transformers had to leave their home, and now they have a new family on Earth, and they accept them as their own. This is the Nest crew. This part of the family theme was explored within the last Transformers. However, this film builds upon that by giving its characters mini arcs and their own ways of exhibiting the themes of the movie. A great example of this would be the 2 brothers, Skids and Mudflap.
Yeah, baby, it's upgrade time.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, look at it. It's my booty call right here.
Throughout the whole film, the 2 brothers fight and
What are we gonna do with this shrimp
No, we
taco?
just bump a cap in his ass, throw him in the truck, and then nobody gonna know nothing, I mean.
bicker with one another, showcasing the familial bond that they share. However, towards the end of the film, Devastator eats Mudflap, and he is thought dead. Skids mourns over the loss of his brother.
Dead. He got so ate.
Whoa! Who's your daddy now, huh?
He got all ate up.
The only safe place.
And he realizes that their petty squabbles, they didn't mean anything. They were pointless. and he loved his brother. It is later revealed that Mudflap is alive, and the two settle their differences, and they finally work together as a team to attack Devastator, completing the arc that the film had set up from them.
We then have Stanley Yelnats. The way this character is written is almost Shakespearean with the tragedies he has to face. Sam spends this film in a tangled web of family interactions that clash together and bring the harsh truth of reality to Sam's story. Sam begins the film by leaving the two families he had in the previous Transformers behind. He is leaving his parents in order to go to college, and he sends Bumblebee to go join Optimus. He is leaving his old families behind in order to become a man and form new connections of his own. However, during this important time in his life, Sam glances into a piece of the Allspark. This starts the progression of his family themes clashing, which will become progressively more apparent the further we delve into this movie. When at university, the Allspark begins to affect Sam's mind and stops him forming connections with anyone beside his college doormate. Sam and Optimus then meet, as Optimus asks for his help. Sam rejects his old family, as he wants to pursue a new one. However, this doesn't last. The Decepticons come for Sam, leading his three separate lives to become one as they intertwine. His girlfriend and his roommate become involved with the Decepticon plot. Sam's parents are also captured by the Decepticons, further showing the trouble that denying family can put you in. Sam reconnects with his Autobot family, and through the love and the bond they share, they manage to revive Optimus, defeat the Fallen, save Sam's family, and Sam even manages to strengthen his bond with his girlfriend, thus completing the film's lesson that rejecting family can only lead to pain, but holding on to families, both biological and the ones you make, strengthens and brings people together. Finally, there is the contrast between the Autobots and the Decepticons, and the way they perceive the theme. Throughout the film, the Autobots make it very clear how much they care about Sam, the Nest crew, and the new planet they call home. The Autobots have a brotherly bond with the Nest crew. They are brothers in arms. When they destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Throughout the film, the American government criticizes the Autobots and does not accept them the way the Nest crew does. Even though they are being criticized and demeaned, the Autobots still agree to comply with the commands of the government, as they wouldn't want to burn the bridges that they've built with their new family. The Autobots' familial bond with the crew is what helps bring Optimus back to life and defeat the Fallen, as their close family defies the government on their behalf to help the Autobots. In contrast, the Decepticons continuously show they do not care about family throughout the film. To bring Megatron back to life, they sacrifice a Decepticon, showing they don't care or have bonds with one another. There is only the fascist, racist hierarchy that they follow. The Decepticons also ruined 2 of Sam's families, as previously mentioned, by kidnapping his parents and by coming for Sam in his dorm. They also take over the Earth when Optimus is dead, showing they clearly don't accept Earth as their new family, the same way the Autobots do. The Fallen also betrays his brothers in pursuit of power, the actions which will prove to be the foundation of the Decepticon regime. Finally, Megatron and Starscream leave the Fallen to be killed by Optimus, showing that they care more about themselves than the person they proclaim to care for at the beginning of the film. Now, I love this movie. I could make a 10-hour series in roughly 4 or 5 parts, talking about all the scenes and the characters. But unfortunately, thank you all for watching this video. It means the world to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to donate to my Patreon. Now if you can't donate to my Patreon, there's also my Subscribestar. And if you can't donate to my Subscribestar, my address will be in the description so that you can attach some money or a check to a carrier pigeon and send that to me instead. Thank you so much. Signing out.